Season's greetings there, friend. Welcome to the fire. Got a holiday story here to share with you all about a forever DM that finally gets a chance to be a player, but turns out to be a problematic one. Forever DM becomes a problem player during one shot. r/RPG horror stories posted by Blue Risley. I think I've been needing to get this off my chest for a while now. Last year, I DM'd a Christmas-themed one-shot. It was my first time DMing, and I invited the DM of my main campaign to be a PC, as I knew he missed being a player. He then proceeded to 1. Threaten the NPCs in the starting town whenever they didn't give him what he wanted, usually a discount, and justified it with his alignment. Lawful evil. The good old, that's what my character would do. 2. Build an Oathbreaker Paladin with a Great Weapon Master feat. For the record, he was level 5. He only uses spell slots for Divine Strike and refused to heal/support the party in any way. He only healed himself, which he was allowed to use his spells as he pleased, I guess. It was just a really shitty thing to other PCs since no one else in the party had healing abilities. With this build, he definitely outshined the rest of the party in combat and almost single-handedly killed my mini-boss, dealing 50 plus damage on the first strike, then 20 plus damage on the second. My memory is fuzzy, so the creature might have been a bit weakened by another PC beforehand, but it still had at least 2/3 of his HP when the Paladin attacked it. Same thing happened with the final boss, a corrupted Santa, and I had to buff his HP so that the other PCs could simply have their turn and participate in the fight. It didn't help that the Paladin rolled great initiative. Other players felt obviously useless, and some of them were texting me because they were so fed up with the Paladin's attitude, who also kept antagonizing them. He was a bit of an edgelord. 3. When the party went back to their employer, the Paladin decided that the boss fight was way too dangerous for what they were being paid, 750 gold pieces per party member, and demanded their pay be raised. He then put his blade under the employer's throat when he refused and sliced it open when he cried for help. The dude was a commoner. He just owned a toy factory, so he died on the spot. The rest of the party didn't know what to do and or were too shocked to react, as was I. They fled the building with guards chasing them. I told them they just killed an important businessman, so there would be a bounty on their heads, and they would have to keep fleeing as long as they were in the country. The Paladin's player shrugged it off, saying it was just a one-shot anyway. That was an awful way to end the game. And that's how my first experience as a DM went. I shouldn't have allowed this build or attitude at my table, but I didn't know any better at the time. I trusted my friend since he's been DMing for years. I thought he'd go easy on me, but he of all people turned out to be a problem player. A few months ago, I finally found the courage to tell him how I felt about what happened, because I just started DMing my own campaign with a completely different group, and he seemed sad that I didn't ask him to join. It took him a few weeks, but he finally apologized for his attitude. I might consider making him a guest player in my campaign in the future, now that I have more experience. Now, I don't think the problem necessarily lies with the character build, but definitely did with the player's attitude. I actually think lawful evil or even evil characters can work in a party dynamic, but it takes skill and a lot of trust. In this case, that player abused and lost that trust. Plus, yes, while it was a one-shot, whatever did happen at the end of the game didn't really matter, but what the Oathbreaker Paladin player did was bring down the vibe of the game for everyone else, which was an a-hole thing to do. Also, at the end, OP could have had it where the Oathbreaker Paladin had to take on a secret final boss, one-on-one, which turns out to be a divine Krampus. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.